So I'm the artist Sarah Sarah. I'm a singer, songwriter, music producer. I'm also a researcher in experimental philosophy of art and technology. And I am studying the value of art in digital capitalism. So yeah, I'm really interested in how we use technology in the creative industry, and asking philosophical questions around it. So why do we need technology? Is it right to use it? And how do we use it ethically? And all these great questions. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing here. I was just on a panel about AI and the big questions of, is it right to delegate the creative process to a machine? And a lot of people have very good, everyone is bubbling, and it's very exciting. Humans are creating very interesting things, and I'm sort of like on the other scale of the spectrum. I'm just like, questioning like why artists make music in the first place. What is it that it's so interesting for people to do this? And I think that really what makes us human, it's that creative process. And so I think that we have to think twice before just delegating that cognitive function to an external brain. And that's what's happening with AI today. It's the first time in history that we're creating this non-organic life form, and that we are delegating the cognitive functions of the human brain to something external, that's a machine. And so everyone is saying, well, yeah, in history that's how it happens. Technology just like replaces a lot of functions and a lot of jobs and stuff, but that's we have to understand that is a myth. And it's the first time in the history of humanity as we know it that we are delegating the creative functions of the brain in the decision-making process, the cognitive functions of the human intellect into a machine. So that's a very important thing. And this whole happened. Obviously, we've been using AI for many years, and algorithms have been around, but we were in the era of curation AI, which is like AI is showing you stuff. The capital is your attention, and that's very different that what happened this year. And they've been working in labs on creation AI, which is the second phase of what we're seeing here. They've been working on it for a very long time, and we know about it, but it's the first time that it's been released to the public. And we have to understand that large language models, which is what creation AI is based on, it's trained. The process is called training. It's trained on everything that's on the internet, and it's very it's an ethical concern, because no one's given consent, for the data to be used and trained. And yeah, so that's loads of questions like this that I'm not trying to answer them, I'm just asking them. I don't have the answers. I think that, it depends on every single artist, it's just like, for me, I enjoy, waking up and going to the studio and work on a song, and, being in that state of not knowing. And I think that's, being stuck and being bored in front of my pad or, whatever, if I play with things. And I kind of like this process of it, it's just like, and so, we think about this AI, generative AI thing as, we solve a problem, it makes things quicker. It's just like, okay, well, we need music, we need lyrics, we need song. So we create this thing, and it's just creates the buzz around it. But really, it's just like, do we need it in the first place? It's just like, this is why I wake up in the morning. I like to do that. So please don't, just go away and leave me alone in my studio. So I think that some people are going to be excited about it, are going to create stuff. But really, I don't really want it. I don't want this process to be taken away from me. So I don't know. I guess it depends on what kind of artist you are and what kind of content you create. I think that pure raw artists have something to express, and that's why we create music in the first place. It's just like to create to express feelings, and it's part of the human evolution. And that's what makes us human. And I think that, you know, it's just, I think those artists are not going to be interested in having like even an assistant, I guess, to create language and lyrics and stuff. But that's maybe my group. And then, you know, you have other people that'll be, you know, interested in just creating that. But I don't know, I don't really see the interest for me personally. You know, it's just like, I think that when you write a song, every word is a compromise, it's a decision, you know, it takes time, and it's just, you negotiate with yourself and with your feelings, and, you know, this whole process is just magical. You know, you can't, I think that there's something, you know, that the human brain can't really fathom or understand. It's just like that mystical force of, you know, that's coming through you. And I think that's what happens when you create music or you write a song. And, you know, I think that, yeah, I don't need a machine to do that. I mean, you know, I've been using ChatGPT, you know, it's just, you know, to do boring stuff. Not for songs, but, you know, I mean, I need to make money as well. So, you know, for grant applications and stuff like that, it's just like, I think that is very useful, because I don't want to do that kind of things. It's kind of repetitive, and, you know, it's just like a way of hacking the system in a way. I'm using it to hack the system in itself, but no, not to write songs. I mean, I don't really like, I don't know if it's because I'm an Aquarius or something different, but I don't like the choice to be taken away from me. You know, it's just, I don't like someone else to tell me what to do, I guess. So I really resent that thing that's just like gives you words and, you know, oh, choose this and this. And well, no, I just want to come up with the idea myself. No, I mean, you know, I've been using AI stuff. Like I use plugins, I use, you know, Ableton or Max, or, you know, I use, obviously everyone is using AI, you know, it's just, I have social media like everyone else, so I use it in a different way. I think it's just like, it's very different thing. I think that, you know, large language models, like, you know, language is the key of every system that makes us, that builds society and democracy. You know, it's just like all the banking system, security, and everything is based on language. And so it's a different thing, you know, to use to replace language. I think it's a very symbolic thing as well. So I haven't been using it to create music. No, I'm just like interested in, you know, watching these people, and, you know, and also I think that, you know, we've been talking about regulation, and because, you know, you see like those images created with AI, I think they're really, really scary, and, you know, we don't really know if they're made by an AI, and, you know, it's so blurry, you know, what's happening. And I think that's, yeah, it's just very interesting to see. And so, you know, we have regulation, but I think that, you know, we will need more than this. We'll need like artists to talk about their practices, and, you know, why they make music, and why, you know, we need to remind ourselves, you know, the human process of things. And I think that's really important, to stay grounded in that technological world that we can't really escape. And so yeah, so I think, you know, education as well is important. It's just like talking about, okay, that's what's really happening, and yeah, you have to be careful. You have to make decisions, you know, in the way you create art. And, you know, I think that artists should be political, and, you know, it's our duty to talk about those things. So yeah, so I'm really happy actually to have like this kind of conversations, and, you know, to see that in the creative communities we start to see different movement happening. And yeah, I just hope that, you know, the human component will stay alive. And, you know, we have to be very careful, because, you know, the philosopher, I can't remember if I talked about him already, but Jaron Lanier, he says that something very interesting. He's an artist and a computer philosopher as well, and, you know, he created VR, you know, they call it the father of VR and stuff. And he says, you know, the AI is not going to replace humans tomorrow. You know, for that to happen, it would need to have the physical component. And, you know, so basically your toaster is not going to kill you tomorrow. The first thing that's going to happen is just like, you know, we're going to make ourselves insane, because we can't really tell the truth between what's real and what's not. You know, it's just like, you see, that's why I was talking about deep fakes, images and stuff, and it's just like, wow. The use of voices, and, you know, it's just, yeah, I mean, I can't really tell if it's a good thing or not. I don't really like it, you know. It's just like, that person is dead, just like leave them. And also, you know, take the biggest philosopher, Nietzsche, for instance. You know, he died, and he left a couple of notes, and his sister took the notes and created the book called The Will to Power, and she made it look like he was a Nazi, but actually he was like the opposite. He was educated with Schopenhauer, and they were Buddhists and stuff. And so, she sort of like created that image of him that wasn't real, and he was dead, and he wasn't here to defend himself. And I feel like this is kind of like what's happening with that dead people. I mean, I don't know, I don't like it. I feel like, we should let nature, if a person died, then, it's just, we shouldn't, I don't know. It's weird. I think it's weird. I don't like it.